had an Elvis song in my head, and I was trying to remember it, and what does it say? I think it's Anne Marie's the name of his latest flame. Anne Marie's the name of his latest flame. Right. I had that with Elvis songs. I screwed up on a lot of them. I thought Return to Cinder was Return Lucinda. I was a little kid, you're a little kid, and I had trouble understanding what was Anne Marie's the name of his. I had trouble understanding that one, but I think it's Anne Marie's the name of his latest flame. Is it his latest flame? I don't know. I ain't heard it. I'll go listen to it later. I ain't heard it in a while, you know what I mean? But helping people, trying to help people. That's what I do. I'm the type of person that I'm just naturally inclined to help people. Like when Patrick asked me, why Amy? Because she needed my help and she asked me. And it was hard to tell if she was sincere, but she needed help with Natalie, and I understood. I'm not a selfish person, and when when I do things, I would pray and I'd ask Jesus for help through it, and then he'd tell me what to do. And when you explain it to people, they're like, "Well, that just sounds crazy." Helping people and asking Jesus what I should do sounds crazy. Okay. And I remember when I would get caught in these situations, and a lot of times when I was in Sierra Vista, mine and Jesus' talks it was easier to understand him, because a lot of times when Adam and Eve told me I had to marry Steffi, I was like, okay, but this seems like crazy. I shouldn't do this. And then when marrying Stephanie and marrying Amy and staying with Amy, that also seemed crazy. It's like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this? You have to do it. And in Sierra Vista, when I went back after having that prayer in that bedroom about not wanting to deal with the stuff that was happening with Amy and Natty in Sierra Vista, when I went back and started talking to Jesus, it was very, but it was, you don't know. It was very clear. Everything was, okay, I understand what's happening. These people are talking to me. They say I'm the 1322nd Redeemer. My life's the guy from the book of Revelation. So everything started making sense to me. It didn't seem crazy anymore. What Jesus was telling me. Of course, the people around me were crazy. But Jesus was, before, when we went back to Sierra Vista after the summer here in 2008, when I would talk to him about stuff is crazy, and then when I went in that bedroom and prayed about the stuff I had to go through with Natalie and Amy, I said, I don't want to do this. Don't make me do it. And I had to go do it. And he's like, you got to. And I was like, yeah, and I went. And then it all started making sense. And then they started explaining the Patriot Act and the surveillance and the linguistics of the surveillance and legalese. And I got Michelle Obama at the store explaining to me legalese, and everything started falling into place and making sense. My whole life started making sense. Before that, when Jesus would tell me to do stuff, I thought, this is crazy, Jesus. But I did it because it was Jesus, right? And then when I started doing all this stuff in Sierra Vista, and before he would sit there and say, you have to do this, and he knew I would do it, and I did it. And in Sierra Vista, he would go, are you ready for this or the next thing? And a lot of times, like I told you guys earlier, I would say, no, no, I'm not ready, okay? I wasn't psychologically and emotionally ready to comprehend what was happening to me and Amy and Natty and everybody. Okay, I wasn't ready. I was just going to kind of wing it and get my way through it and try to do the best I could. But I didn't want to completely understand what was happening with the sexual manipulation and the abuse, the scientific. I didn't want to know, because I would go crazy and I'd want to kill people. And I would get, I'd see red, like what happened with Antoine. What happened with Edna's boyfriend? What happened with, when I would just go, I'd just snap and they'd smell the pheromones again. This guy about to kill, and the biker in Scottsdale, this guy's about to kill me. Yeah, I believe I am. You know, and I had moments like that in Sierra Vista, the parking lot with the guy punching me in the face, going and talking to the man who called himself Dana, who was a hitman for the mob, and telling him could he be kinder and be less scary to the other people at the homeless camp, and stuff like that. That kind of stuff was pretty much. But that was just Earl being Earl. That's just the way I am. People ask for help, and I'll help. And people are you go come just tell me I'm concerned, and I'll go okay. And I go do it. And the brain damage that I have from all this stuff you guys got to understand, obviously it's not because of me, and we all are affected by that brain damage. I have brain damage, okay, but it's from being studied and observed my whole life by people that are crazy, okay, literally crazy. And when you have to function through it, until you're in a position to where you can do something about it, it's a very difficult life. It's really hard. And to get through that life and be as good of a person as I am, I understand now why the people in the Mormon Church, why Gordon B. Hinckley, why Spencer J. Kimball, why Monson and Nelson don't stand up, because they're crazy. Okay, they're affected by this crazy. It's acute paranoia, schizophrenia. You become a schizophrenic when you have acute paranoia and you fight with other people to win. Okay? Football coaches, basketball coaches, baseball coaches. They're trying to spy on us. They're trying to do this. They're making me lose my job. That's why they yell all the time at the kids. Okay? Like today, Izzo was coaching Michigan State. And the fierce kid, he comes up and, puts his hands on him. And the other kid, the Felder's kid, he starts yelling at, okay? Because he knows his kids. He knows how to treat each one, how to get what he wants out of it and what's happening in the situation, what to do. And if the slip frips, he'll do it. Whatever it takes to get the end results to where he maintains his social position for money. Acute paranoia and schizophrenia. Right? And then you pass that kind of behavior onto the people. I remember watching a lot of the coaches. It's like, why are you doing like that? Just go, okay, dudes, like me. Coaching Little League in Cumberland County, North Carolina. That's okay. All the kids are worried about is what they're going to get at Dairy Queen. Just decide what you want at Dairy Queen, right? He's trying to do that. So we lose the last game. Who cares? There was no championship. It was just the same two teams playing against each other for like 8, because it was in a rural area, for 8 weeks in a row. Okay. And for the first 3 weeks, the other team won when the guy was coaching. Then the first 3 or 4 weeks, the other team won. Okay. Then the coach for the one team that we were coaching had to go TDY. And Eric had to take over. And he said, no, you're coming to help me. And it's like, why? Because you're better at kids than I am. I was like, that is so true. So me and Steffi went out there with him, and I helped him. And everything changed. And the kids just loved it, especially the black kids. The black kids were like, this guy's great. He listens. He talks to you. He doesn't yell at you. He's great. I love him. Kelso and Eric. Eric was good because Eric was just good. He had a white mom and a black dad, and he was pretty good. But Chris Kelso, who was one of our other star players, he was a black kid with this guy from West Virginia that just, the way the guy coached it made it a drag for Chris, and he just didn't want to participate. And so finally I had to go out and talk to him. I said, you want to play and have fun, right? He goes, yeah. So we'll do this and I'll take care of the rest. Kind of like Benny. He goes, put your glove out in the air. And I didn't. And then afterwards, Eric's like, he doesn't suck, because Eric had been watching his buddies' games when the other guy was coaching. I was like, you could watch him when he hit the ball. He ran like a gazelle. He could hit. He's really talented. And anybody with half a naked eye could tell. It's just, his attitude was bad because he didn't like the way coach was treating him. And I know because I've done that myself. So I just went out and talked to Chris Kelso and told him, and he goes, okay. And next thing you know, he was doubling and tripling and making catches, every catch in the outfield. You had to kind of slow him down. He can make it, okay. Because he was like me in center field. He could make the catches for the other guys because he was so fast. And so, and you have to learn to just back off and let the other guys make the catch. But when they hit one to a spot and they think, oh, there's no way he caught it. And you don't have to dive to catch it. You make it look easy. And people don't think you're as good as you are because you catch it on the run and run to the dugout. Where other guys would be on SportsCenter, done because they'd have to dive for it. You don't. You just catch it in stride. You just get a good plant your foot, ball's going, and you get it. And they just, most people that don't understand sports don't get it. It's like, okay, he made the catch. But people that understand sports go, God dang. He was standing 20 yards from the, or 30 yards from the ball, that direction or something. It was, Little League, it's just pow, and the guy hits a line drive and he catches it to the outfielder. How the hell? And he didn't dive. He caught it in stride. God dang. I didn't realize, because I was never competitive and I didn't like to compete. I didn't like it with singing. I don't like it with anything. Dancing, nothing. I would just, I dance like there's no one watching. I sing like there's no one listening. And then when I went to Sierra Vista, it's like, I can't do this no more. I have to, they're challenging me. As far as the singing and dancing goes, that's just for fun. But explaining science and mathematics and the Gospels and truth and lie and values and principles and empathy and dignity and respect and courage and strength, and that has to be done. Okay, I'm going to load this one up. I don't know if we'll get another one tonight. We probably won't. We'll probably talk again in the morning. But all you people that are watching these, and the numbers are anonymous because the government sucks, hang in there. All you people that are at the military institutions manipulating people with money and technology, correct yourself, or your technology is rapidly communicating worldwide to correct you. And I don't know how the correction is going to be because I didn't invent the technology, you did. Okay? So, and there is no equation to where it's like, oh, this is not a game. This is reality. And this isn't a loose end song, and I don't need your money, but you should understand we all need to live the freedom and the beauty of the Lord's Prayer. All right? Peace out, man.